Hello, everybody. Good to see everybody. So we've got a beloved sister coming on. Her name is April Fontana. She was born and raised in upstate New York and later moved to California. She remembers being born and was born feeling everything and realized she was different from the very first day. When she turned about 5 years old, she was able to hear what people were thinking. She's extremely telepathic and astral travels a lot. She's an empath to the extreme and clairvoyant and other clairs. She's multidimensional and sees into parallel lives. She's been referred to as an alchemist. After watching 5 people she holds close to her heart pass away within a 6-month period, all of whom had a misdiagnosed illness, she wanted to help heal as many people and pets as possible. That's when she created the Oracle method. She calls herself a clairvoyant distant energy surgeon because she can see through the body and mind and correct things in a similar way a surgeon, only more intense. The results of her work are immediate, and a session using the Oracle method has been said thousands of times to be life-changing. So let's get her up here and let's talk about that. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Here we go, April. And welcome, Arisa Witch. She says April's awesome and her friend. She's in the Zoom room. Welcome everybody in the Zoom room. Let me unmute you. Hi, April.
Or unmuted. Okay, I gotcha.
Hello.
So I don't know how you're seeing what people are saying, but I don't need to do that. I need to just focus on.
That's fine. I've got the comments running before me, so I can see every one of them.
Okay, great. I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, okay. As long as there's no feedback.
What's that?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you fine. Are you getting
Thank
feedback
you so
from
much for having me on your show.
Absolutely, and thank you for blowing the electricity out before you came on and made your appearance.
I just never know what I'm going to do, you know?
You never know what you're going to get into. You're like a box of Cracker Jacks, right?
Yeah.
So I got to just give a little backdrop to this, okay? So, of course, I've been married 4+ years to a energy practitioner, phenomenal healer in herself. And we were over here 2-3 weeks ago, and I came down with what seemed like an allergy or a cold or something like that. And she seemed to pick it up, but prior to that happening, she hurt her finger, in which Kathy Mason, our mutual friend, said, let me let you talk to April Fontana. And Morgan told me everything that happened, which was an immediate healing. Also some telepathy in regard to, like, for instance, you asked her, is there people around you that has a sinus problem? And I've been snoring next year for the last 5 or 6 nights. So the answer is yes. But yeah, so that's kind of how it happened. And, you know, of course, we would love to have you on the show, and you were gracious enough to accept it. And, you know, this is Soul Speaks 5D. It's not really a Q&A. It's just a conversation. And you know, our attitude is that the highest transmissions, downloads, and channelings and activations come from conversations like this, as opposed to all the stuff that we're all pulling in from the 5D plus, which is not to underestimate that or you know, throw rocks at that. It's just we are the real deal here in the flesh, and you're living proof of it. I've met just a few people, not very many, a handful of people that have had a recollection of being in the womb, being born, you know, some of the stuff that you talked about in your bio, but not very many. Did you ever get to a point where you just wanted to get out of here? I mean, did you ever feel so atypical that you just... You
mean like die?
Well, just like you didn't fit in and you just, I'm done.
I've never fit in. I just go like into the 7th dimension. When I need a break from this, I go over there where all my loved ones are, and and I just, you know, go over there and hang out with them. I mean, if I couldn't do that, I don't know. I'd feel, I guess I'd feel pretty lost.
Do you
You know?
think that the majority of people will be able to make that statement in the future?
Yeah.
In the
I
near
mean,
future?
just in the past year and a half, look how things have changed. A lot
Yeah.
of people that wouldn't say, you know, what they could do, all of a sudden they're all, you know, saying it very openly,
Yeah.
you know. So sure.
Yeah. What's
I
it
mean,
like what's it like to go to the seventh dimension and hang out with your family and friends? How do you get there, and what's the experience it like? Is your physical body involved in it?
um, I would say sometimes yes and sometimes no. All I have to do is just think of it, and I'm kind of there.
Mm.
Um, it's not like it's so beautiful over there. It's just so it's such a relief from the you know, the body,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like when I think of something, like if I think of like Sirius, the planet or something, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just end up over there unless I block it out.
Yeah.
My mind just goes, you know, all over the place. Um,
And is the seventh dimension like your home? Is it in the physical planetary celestial bodies up
um,
there?
no, it's not. When I go there, I see like just souls, but my guides have told me you're just seeing what you believe we look like, but
Mm,
we don't look like anything.
right.
So, and you know, when I was just first started going over there, like playing around, um, I just like would enter different levels. Like I'm like, what is this? Why is it so dark in here? And then I saw all these people in body form, it looked like, sleeping. That's just again my belief system.
Right. Right.
And I said, I wonder why they're sleeping. And then I realized they had just passed over. And then there was kind of like, it kind of looks like there's steps there, only
Mm.
it was a ramp. And I'd go up the ramp, and I'm like, it was brighter,
Mm.
and they were like moving, or different people were moving around, so there was stages, and I'm like, what is all this stuff, you know? So I'd ask my mom, you know, like what are all these stages? And she goes, well, what do you think that it was? And I said, well, this floor number one, whatever you want to call it, was like when people first pass away. The second one is after they've rested, they're on the second level, and then the third one, and then the fourth one. It was completely open. And when I got up there, I saw these pillars, these
Mm.
white pillars, and I said, oh wow, I've never even, I mean, I couldn't even explain it. And I was talking to my mom, and I said, these pillars, why is my body, is my whole body's vibrating? It's a little uncomfortable, but I just can't seem to move away from this great feeling. She said, you're in the most intense part of, you know, the seventh dimension, and you need to leave because you came over here in the flesh.
Yeah.
Otherwise I wouldn't have known that. So
Yeah.
she said, this time you came over here in the flesh, and you can't stay too close to this for that long. Your flesh can't handle it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, I didn't want to leave. It was incredible. And I mean, it was like being on top of the galaxy, of the whole universe, and almost like it was flat looking,
Yeah.
and I could see and hear everything going on in the entire universe at the same time.
Wow.
I mean, oh my God, it was just you know, amazing. So if my mom doesn't like pop, like right now, my mom just popped in because I'm talking about her, so she's just popping in for support. Um, uh, but like I would ask them, you know, a lot of questions like, well, show me how you move over there. You know, like I remember I was here on my patio, but I was over there at the same time. And
Mm,
so I was like, show me how you're moving. And all of a sudden I saw, "Ink," and I'm like, how did you do that? You didn't like glide or anything? And she's like, no, we don't have to glide, April. And I said, well, what was that? How'd you end up on the other side? And she said, because we move with thought.
yeah.
And it's, yeah. And so, you know, and then I said, well, show me how you get down here to me, because I didn't know, and I'm looking up, you know. And so, because that was my belief system, that they're like up there or something, even though
Right.
I'm a Buddhist,
Right.
I was raised Catholic, and you know, it's instilled in my head that it's up there somewhere. And so she said, um she came in through right here on the side of me, and I go, you're in the same place as I am?
Yeah.
And she said, yeah. So anything that I learned, like with healing, I didn't learn healing. I never took a class. I never read anything about it. I just ended up a healer, basically. Um,
When did you start getting guidance and direction as insofar as what you do? You know, I mean, how long have you been healing and
about
using?
surgery, like sticking my hands in people distantly, about 6 years.
Wow.
But there was all kinds of stuff going on when I was a kid. You know, I was doing all kinds of stuff, but I just didn't know. I didn't know exactly what it was. But, you know, I asked my mom recently, I said, and I kind of felt weird about it, but I asked her, I said, hey, mommy, you know, when we were driving home from the hospital, how is it that I was looking at all of you in the car, and I knew you all better than you could know yourself? So what is that? Is that like I was just still spirit, but going into the body? And she said, she told me I was a walk-in.
You were a
And
walk.
I'm like, oh, I was a walk-in? I don't know. It just kind of sounds funny to me. I'm just like, well, then I want to know, you know, who was the other person, you know, and all, just, you know, the questions never stop. You know, I was like that as a kid, just why?
And
So,
so obviously your mom is a big part of your consciousness of your field, or at least
well, she's one of
available.
my guides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have, I mean, are there other prominent guides, whether the known names or not, like, you know, galactic light beings, angelics, divine essences? Are there other ones that?
They gave themselves a name, because at first it was just my mother and my cat, actually. And they said we need to we need to add some more people as guides. And I, you know, I kind of felt funny about that. I got a thing about change, you know. I'm like, well, why did all these other people? Because you're growing and we need
Mm,
more. And I said, okay. And so there is, they call themselves the CC group. And I said, what's that? And they said, collective consciousness. That's what we're going to call ourselves. And I go, oh, you mean like how Esther calls Abraham Hicks,
mm,
Abraham? They said, that's right. But only we're the CC group. We're your CC group.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know,
So,
one thing that's always intrigued me is you're there. I know we're all one, and I fully, you know, I fully align with that. But we're also in this particular realm, which seems to be, by all accounts, very unique, very opportune. You know, it's a great opportunity and all that. But in your case, where you also do this very effective distant healing surgery, what's your take on the CC group? What's your take on I'm here, you're there? I mean, even okay, let's just keep it with your guides. Do you see them separate from you? Are they part of you?
at first I saw them as separate, and they kept telling me, you know, as I got more in tune, like, why am I going through this? Because I know I create everything, so just tell me why I'm going through it. Sometimes they would tell me, sometimes they're like, no, I'm sorry, you got to figure it out. We're not going to tell you everything. And so I have, to finish up with the first question, I have my uncle, which I don't know why honestly, I don't know why he's my guide. He never says anything. I have an other being, which people would call an ET or an alien, but they said they don't like being called that at all, because that's not what they are. They said they're other beings. So I talked to, and there's no gender either. So it's hard for me to say I talked to him, because to me it feels like a male energy, but it's both energies. And then I have Archangel Michael is there, Raphael, and then my mom and my cat.
And did
and
they?
as far as the distant thing,
Yeah.
like to me, there's no, I don't see distance.
Okay.
Like I don't see like, okay, as soon as I start talking about healing at all, I immediately I go into the sixth dimension. It's just an automatic thing.
Okay.
So I don't really have to think about whatever you're asking me or the answer to it. I mean, it looks like I'm thinking about it, but it's just kind of coming out.
Yeah,
It's not being filtered. I don't allow filtering, you know, like channeling.
It's just coming out as you get it. It's coming out as you get it.
Right. I'm just seeing, because I go to the place where you can just see the answers to everything. It's just easier that way. And this way I know who, you know, I'm talking to all the time, or who I'm not talking to. So my guides say there's everything that you're asking us, you prearranged. And so your higher self is creating, we're no different than your higher self. We're exactly your higher self. Because at first I was like, well, I have a Cherokee Indian as a guide. And they're like, for now. And I'm like, what do you mean for now? Like, he's not going to leave. I heard they don't leave, you know? And she's like, April, you're not asking him how to do something with your healing. You think you are, but you're not. You're just, your higher self is telling him to tell you something. It's all you. Yeah, it's all you. And so that made me feel really lonely. Like, what do you mean it's me? It's just all me. Just like I felt lonely. But when I physically or whatever go into the seventh dimension, or even the higher dimensions, I instantly feel like I want to say there's a different personality. You can feel that the beings are different in some way, but when you walk into them and it's like everybody's caressing each other. That's what it feels like. It's just, it's
pure love.
Yeah, it's just, it is. It's just, that's what it is, you know? Sorry. It's overwhelming. It's so beautiful.
I can feel
you know.
I mean,
and the other thing was that you asked me, I'm trying not to forget anything. I don't see you over there. Like, I don't see you, you're through my phone. I feel you right now. I feel you like right here,
Yeah.
And I can just like touch you like that. See, you feel it? I'm tapping you.
Do it again. Do it again.
I gotta make a joke. If I get too emotional.
No, I'm all about making jokes. No.
Yeah. So.
Well, I guess, you know, part of it is the human part of me, and other people wants to figure stuff out. We should know by now. We don't need to even understand how it all works. But getting these, you know, hearing these anecdotes and experiences from other people may not tell us the how-tos and the what it and all that, but it does carry some type of code that serves us, which I guess in a sense that's no different than healing. You know, I mean, energetically, you're bringing something in, and in one way or another, clearing and expanding the person. Or what's their role in it? For instance, in a distant.
Their their role is everything. I can't do anything unless their subconscious wants me to.
Okay.
You know, some people, um, the typical client that comes to me, let's say 7 out of 10, if they broke their back or whatever, I can heal them in like just like that. But that's somebody that, you know, did whatever, they did their emotional work, or maybe they didn't even do their emotional work. Maybe they're just sick of laying there and they want to get up. You know, I don't know what the answer to that is. I can always talk to their subconscious. Talk to people's subconscious. I started doing that when somebody was in a coma and I needed to. Somebody said, work on my daughter, she's going to die. And I said, well, I need permission. Well, she's in a coma, and all of a sudden I heard her. She just started talking to me. So that's very convenient. I use that a lot because I don't need to talk to my client
Yeah.
and ask them, because I mean, you're not going to know what your subconscious is going to say. Like, no, I'm not going to let you fix my, let's just say, finger.
Mhm.
I'm not going to let you fix my finger all the way, because that's just a little too much for me. I think I like things to go slower, or and I don't always tell them what their subconscious is saying, or they might say something like, um, you know, I really want to punish myself right now because I got this self-sabotage thing that I do, and so
Right.
I know what direction to go, or I know what to bring up. So it's a lot easier than just
So,
talk.
in other words, leave me alone and let me suffer. Right. No.
Well, to them, you know, some people are just like ready to go. You know,
Yeah.
I have to check them
Yes.
out.
And I don't want to get caught up in semantics, but because I've heard people use different terms for different things.
Yeah,
And a lot of energy practitioners, a lot of energy practitioners talk about, in the same respect that you're talking about with the subconscious, is they're talking to the client's higher self. Are the
right.
subconscious and the higher self in that respect the same thing? Are you are you
Not to me.
They're not.
No,
Well, and
no, because the higher
this is
self is the higher self is like talking to the, if you could talk to the vortex, um it's the highest and purest of everything.
okay.
Our subconscious is definitely not pure because it's messing everything up all the time. You know
So
what I mean?
so you're describing the subconscious as part of the human aspect. It's the part that the
Right,
client is not able to access and communicate from.
unless they were hypnotized.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
Very good explanation. Thank you for that.
okay, great.
We've got plenty of time, and we usually run an hour. We're halfway through. We usually run an hour. We can run longer if you want to. Uh,
Whatever you want.
but I just wanted to bring this up now because I know that you'd mentioned to Morgan that you'd like to do a healing, which we
Well,
haven't done.
yeah, the thing is that I mean, anybody can just, I could just sit here like and talk and talk and talk, you know what I mean? But I think for people to understand um what I'm talking about, they might want to see it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
we're
know,
open
like
for that. And I mentioned that because I wanted to make sure that we had enough time. I don't know if you
I
have enough.
work really fast.
Okay, well that's good.
I'm a New York Sicilian, so everything's
No, so yeah, so well, we can start with that if you want. We can go back to the conversation. I have a feeling we can just weave in and out, see how it goes. I mean, how would you like to start that? Would you like to tell us anything more about the oracle type healing that you do?
um the oracle the oracle method, which my guides named, because I would have never called myself an oracle. Um, um, Basically, I got to a point in my life where I let go of fear because, you know, I restarted remembering parallel lives when I was like 7 and stuff. And I mean, it didn't freak me out, but it freaked everyone else out. So I was surrounded by, you know, fear.
Yeah.
So I'm a Buddhist and I chant. I'm an SGI Buddhist, and when I chant, I just, I started feeling like everything, like what my neighbors are doing and what, I'm just, oh, this is too much. And I said, I just was bawling, crying. And I said, I don't know what all this stuff is since the day I was born and before, because I remember that too. So, but just universe, because I'm the original Buddhist we don't pray to an entity or anything. It's a universal thing.
Right.
And I said, just universe, take away this fear. I don't know, maybe I'm supposed to help somebody with this stuff or something. And I know everybody passing away had something to do with it, because I was not a healer at that time. I couldn't do anything, but I knew things like how to read the machines, or that something was happening. Why is his eyes open? Are they supposed to be open? They're not supposed to be open. They're supposed to be closed. Or just things I was saying in these hospital rooms that just people were looking at me like, are you a nurse? I'm like, no. And I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I wasn't even thinking of that. But the one thing I did want to say is I'm just a tool. That's all I am. I'm just assisting somebody in their healing, and they accept it and want it, or they subconsciously have some blocks and things like of that nature. So I think we could take like a couple people that like are in pain, probably would be good.
I see.
But I can't see anything, so I don't know how to get it. I'll have to get the vibe off of you.
Okay. I see Nina Stevens is in the house, and I know she's had some challenges to a degree. If you're interested, Nina, let me know, or anyone else, let me know if you'd like to volunteer.
Is it her hips?
I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Oh.
She says, Nina says, thanks, Nina. She says, can I please have help with my neck issues? Would you like me to pull up a picture of her?
No, I don't need it. I don't need it. It's okay. Just you looking at her are you looking at her picture? Or you just
No, but I know what she looks like. I mean,
yeah, but okay, you can just look at what she typed.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I got it. I got the connect. You don't have to keep looking down now.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so can I get personal? I don't know how personal your people are. I mean, there's a big emotional thing going on with like a breakup. Like, was she divorced? Is she divorced? Thinking of divorce? Something? I'll just leave it like that. She doesn't even have to answer me. So here, okay, so here's her neck. I'm just going to use her head. I don't need her whole body right now. So I'm seeing her neck, and the reason her neck hurts, first of all, her muscles are like a brick. So she's lacking magnesium because I don't see any in there. And so what I'll do is I'll throw magnesium in the sides of her neck. I'm going to stretch her neck out, pulling on the muscles, sticking my hands in, just loosening it, just like it looks like. And I keep seeing this man, and this man is whoever she was with is so much like her dad, who she didn't get along with. So that's what I'm cutting the cords to all that, reversing any traumas, emotional, reverse. Let's go back before the neck thing. Let's go back 7 years on the neck. I like to do time things instead of having to figure it out all the time. I can just go back to whenever I feel it started. And that's when I feel it started. Okay, so her left shoulder is higher than her left. So that's causing the tension. So she's doing something like this, or maybe she's doing something like this all the time. That's making this happen. So she's got a little bit of arthritis in her right shoulder. So it looks like cottage cheese to me. I'm scraping that off, throwing it out, oiling it up. The cartilage is too thin in there. So I'm sticking my hand in the cartilage, and then I'm fluffing it up, making it better. C1 is out. Whole vertebrae. Her whole body's out of whack, really. Her thyroid's off. Her hormones are off. Serotonin, endorphins. She's not absorbing. Her minerals are not able to get to her neck. Okay, how can you ask her how she feels?
She said, "Oh my God, spot on. Thanks very much." And how do you feel, Nina? Do you feel any difference? There's a 20-second delay. We've got plenty of people that would like to participate. We've never done anything like this, and I've seen a lot of people doing similar things to this, but they're not of your caliber. Let me just say that. That's why I've always shied away from it. But we've got.
We can do, when you get back, if you want to do more stuff like this to help out your people in your group or whatever, we can do that.
Yeah,
anytime.
I mean,
how does your neck feel though?
Who, hers?
Yeah.
Nina, how does your neck feel? I haven't seen the comment come through yet. But it looks like, yeah, this is great. Everybody's, I don't know where to start. There's so many people here that are wanting to, let's see here. Well, wait a minute. We've got someone that shows up every day in the Zoom room, Kiwi. And Carrie,
Kiwi?
well, her name's Carrie. Her email.
Oh, I like that.
Her email is Kiwi Bird. But anyway, she says she has had a sore. Her name is Carrie Schwed, and I know her very well. She's my friend. We've done video cam.
Okay.
And she says, yes, please. Sore hip, ongoing issue.
The right one?
Carrie, is it the right one? The right hip? Let me see, make sure she's still here. Yes. She says yes.
It was out of alignment. Carrie, please be a little easier on yourself. Because your male energy is so, you need to get in touch with your female energy a little bit more, because you're so hard on yourself. I'm seeing like the way you look at yourself in the mirror, like, I need to do better. I need to do, but I'm not doing good enough, and you look back a lot, which hurts you. You look back, why didn't I know that? You know, things like that. If you could look forward a little bit, maybe listen to some Abraham Hicks if if your belief system matches that. But your hips were off. Hold on. Your hormones are way off. I'm seeing a little anxiety, and you hold in your emotions. So I'm seeing that your stomach is bothering. Is your stomach hurt?
Does your stomach hurt? She says no.
No?
No, her stomach doesn't hurt.
Maybe she's used to it. Hold on. Okay, does your stomach feel looser than it did?
Did you feel a difference, Carrie? Right now? Did you feel a difference? Yes, she says she thinks so.
Okay. Oh, no, what about her hip?
How's your hip, Carrie? Still sore.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So what I'm doing now is she's very intense, very intelligent and analytical. Yeah. So her emotions and her thinking of what I'm doing is kind of getting in the way of what I'm doing, but she doesn't know that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her emotional body and I'm just going to put it over here.
Right.
I'm just going to flip it over here so she can't think about what I'm doing, because she's over here and the physical's here. She's trying though. Oh, you're retaining water. Okay. How's your hip now?
How's your hip now, Carrie? A little better. So, okay. let me just stop everybody for a second. I appreciate everybody. We've got at least, I haven't counted them, but there's got to be at least 30 people, 35, 40 people that have already said that they'd like to give it a shot. Let's go over a couple of things that April said first. The first thing she said was that it's all about the person. When she does a healing, it's all about the person. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons that we have refrained from doing anything like this at Soulology is because we don't want to disempower anybody. We know that we are the power. We know the power is in the individual. The healers, especially one as incredible and fantastic as this one, it creates a challenge to understand that it's not that it could be something other than me. But anyway, back to what you said on the second thing, which was that you can talk to their subconscious, and their subconscious may not be ready for a healing because of, and I'm just picking up on this as you're asking these questions of these people and as you're working, if they have some type of blockage or fear or anxiety, or these are really the roots of these issues,
or disbelief in this type of work,
or disbelief in this type of work would keep it from happening as well. Now, if you had a client, and I'm just asking for the purpose of us trying to understand it and expand. If you had a client and the subconscious was saying, this isn't going to happen, could you go to the higher self and communicate with the higher self at that point?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Okay.
I sit there and I negotiate. Okay. Before I forget, hold on. That girl Carrie with the hip.
Yes.
I feel a change, like she let something go. Can you ask her about that, or type it or something?
She's on the Zoom room. Carrie, did you let something go energetically in the last couple of minutes? Yes, she does. She did, and she feels lighter. Thank you. I want to go back. I should go back.
She's gonna let it go gradually, because like I've actually, like say somebody has a skin condition, right? Like the whole hand is messed up, right? Mm-hmm. Or say the whole hand's swollen. Some people can't handle me pulling the fluid out and actually looking at it. And she's thinking right now that wouldn't bother me. That's what she just said to me. She's saying that wouldn't bother me if my hip was completely fixed. But your subconscious is saying, I prefer things to go a little slower. So, okay, so I just wanted to answer that. So to answer the question you have, say somebody says, say I'm trying to work on somebody's leg or something, and it's just not going anywhere. I'll say, I need you to say some of affirmations, not affirmations. Why is it so easy to believe that my hips are fixed, or my leg is fixed, or whatever? If it still doesn't break through, because that, using that terminology, breaks through emotional blocks in the subconscious. So if it still doesn't break through, and I'm saying, okay, just give me a second, and I hear, or I'll see, like something really not so cool happening when she was a kid in the house. Yeah. I mean, I'll see just everything. If I need to go there, I will. I don't really like to, but I'll just get like an image of where this came from. And so I'll just say, can you give me a few minutes? And I'll just go back in time when that happened and change it up. Change the way she responded to the negative response. Usually that'll do it. And then I'll tell them I had to go back in time when that thing happened, when you were 7, or something. And if that doesn't do it, then I will talk to their subconscious. It's like layers. So to make believe there's like 3 apples: conscious, subconscious, higher self. And I'll be talking, because the conscious, it doesn't matter what they say, because that's not really what's going on. Right. And so the subconscious will say, I don't feel deserving. And I'll say, let me show you something. And I'll take their spirit and throw them through higher than their higher self. I'll throw them into the seventh dimension for a second. And they don't know what's going on. They're not feeling, they're not saying, oh my God. I mean, I let somebody actually, I walked somebody through this once where she did see it, but normally I'll just like let them see, like open up their higher self chakra and let them see what life really is, that we're beautiful spiritual beings, and all this is just, you know, we wrote about it before we got here, and we planned it all. And so, and then the subconscious, I could say to the subconscious, this is real, and you know it's real. So can you give me something? Can you release it 30%? Can you will you let me release it like 40%? Will you let me do it? And sometimes I hear no, and then I'll go back in and I'll say, okay, and I'll have to explain. I'll have to go way back and explain to the subconscious through the higher self. It's like the higher self's talking to the subconscious, and I'll have to explain, like look at not the records. I don't do that, but I'll have to explain why they went through that. Like, look what you're going to be doing. Then I have to look in the future a little bit, which I don't really like doing that either, because I don't like being called like a psychic or whatever. But I'll show them, look at all these women you're going to help because of what you went through. And the whole body just changes when they see the whole reason and everything. Then they just let it heal. So sorry, that was such a long explanation.
No, this is good stuff. This is good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, it's thought provoking, and that's part of it. We can get back to some of the other part of it in it. But so like, it's interesting to me because I've heard only really 2 or 3 other people talk about the subconscious in a energetic way, or almost like in a way that is, like you said, there's 3 stops. There's the conscious, the subconscious, higher self, right? How, I'm just curious, how would you recommend to somebody to bring that subconscious into alignment, or to
meditation, hypnosis, affirmations, the vibe. It's all about the vibe. Get the vibe higher, everything else falls into place. You know, make a list of what you're going to do for yourself every day. You know, especially for people that, you know, are depressed or anxious. Well, working out. When your serotonin's too low, you know, your vibe's going to be down no matter what. So, you know, I mean, I just fix people's serotonin, you know, energetically.
Can people, well, let me back up. Has your team, your guides, told you specifically what your role is? I guess up to the present anyway. I mean, is your primary mission to utilize the Oracle method and heal people and elevate people?
I don't, that's kind of a given. I don't really, they don't like talk like that. They don't like tell me something like that. They try and keep on the same level as me, the way the feeling of it is.
Yeah.
If I ask, hold on. My mother would just say, well, of course, that's what you're supposed to, that's what you're supposed to be doing, because that's what you're doing. That right. They give me a very simple answer. That's what she just said.
Well, I mean, I just didn't know if there was more to it. Do they tell you much about or do you know much about the collective experience in this realm, like what we're doing here and why? You mentioned a minute ago that we wrote this all out and we came to do it.
Yeah, I do. I ask a lot of questions. The issue is that you could talk to, you could listen to this person, and I could tell you all the things they told me that the U.S. is doing, and you know what's really going on, and just and all this stuff. But if your belief system does not, that's why, you know, these teachers that call themselves, number one, if they use the word leader, I'm just like out of there. I just have a thing about it. You know what I mean? Like if someone says I'm a spiritual leader, or like that type of a thing. But if they,
I agree with you. I
huh?
agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, because to me that's like it feels arrogant to me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, and it's understandable. I mean, people start to download stuff and it's a big challenge to the ego, but I think at some point we become aware enough that we can let this stuff go. It's no different than letting go of
Right. But they're being downloaded stuff from the same belief system that they are.
I got you. I
So
got you.
the other night when I said, "Hey, mommy, let's talk to Abraham Hicks," she said, "We don't talk to Abraham Hicks." I go, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
She goes, "It's our belief system. Your guides is always going to have the same belief system as you. That's
Yeah.
why when people ask me certain questions, I said, I'm sorry, I can't answer that for you. I can't answer it because your belief system is not the same as mine. I can feel it.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's all about belief system. Like in my reality, well, let's just, okay, in my reality, one of my parallel life, first of all, I've been told I've lived at least 1,000 times and I've been a healer all 1,000 each time. But like I'm the leader of like a spaceship, not a leader. I'm the captain, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say captain because it's not a male or female thing. But anyway, I'm in a spaceship, and but it's clear. It's not like people, they see it in the sky. Okay, that's a perfect example of a belief system. I've asked many questions. What is that? That they're saying that's an orb. They're saying that, and they go, "What are you feeling?" And I go, "I'm not feeling anything in there." And they go, "In your reality, that orb is nothing but light. In their reality, the orb can be something else." And I go, that's kind of confusing. How are you supposed to have a conversation with somebody? And they said, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody would be thinking the same way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So in a sense, we're walking around and there's more than one dimension in the space that we're holding, even though there's a physical part of it.
All the dimensions are right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the dimensions are sitting right where we're sitting.
Right on.
There is no difference here.
Yeah. That's why I asked that's why I asked the question about your home in the seventh dimension. What I meant was, is it sharing the same space as what we might call our galaxy, solar system, planet, that type of thing?
Yeah, it's the same space as like where you're sitting in your chair.
Yeah. We had lots of requests and let's go to a general question.
Okay.
Because if we're going to go to these individuals, I'm going to have to scroll all the way up, and the only fair way to do it would be to start with the first one, and there's a lot of them. But anyway, this is a high-class problem. Somebody asked, let me find it. Somebody asked here, could you do a group healing, or do you just do, yeah? And I just want to say, if you take a look into my field.
No, I'm laughing because I was going to suggest that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be as effective as me going in.
Well, there was a comment made that, Todd, how is it that some of us are feeling what's happening when she was working on Nina? And I was feeling the same thing. Right before you started, I started to feel a huge energy up to the left side of my temple. But then the other question was, could you do a group? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that if you want to.
I mean, I could do that. But like, again, it's not as effective. It's just going to be like a little zap kind of thing.
That's cool.
And I don't want to forget to give you won't let me forget to give my personal information, right? Because my brain's like in 10 dimensions right now.
No. Before the show closes out, I always go through that in the last 5 or 10 minutes. We always.
Okay, and you can ask maybe ask people, what they're feeling or whatever. I'm just going to do it real quick. How many people are in the room?
About 80 or 90 between Zoom and.
Okay, hold on. And that was a man that asked you that?
No, that was a woman. There's one woman made a comment, another woman asked the question.
Okay, everybody just close their eyes. Don't think of me. Everyone's thinking of me. I don't want them to do that. Just think of yourself. Put your hand on your heart. So you get out of your head and you're in your heart. Just think of you. You might feel tingling, warm. I don't know what you're going to feel, but it's going to be fast and it's going to be a blast. Let's see, 80 people. Jeez. Okay.
If you look into my field, I don't have a problem with, getting personal, but just don't tell anybody. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm kidding. I was making a joke.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was just making a joke. Everybody knows I used to be a bad boy, and if you look into my field, you might know things that other people don't know. I'm just
okay.
I'm playing with you. So yeah, so back to the your relationship with the universe. Let's put it that way. Your everyday experience. Do you know a lot of people like you? Do you have a big circle, a small circle of friends? I mean,
it's a lonely place. Yeah. I've been lonely since I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know anybody like me.
Yeah.
I know my dream is to meet a man that I always see this man and we're living in like this cobbler type of, because I'm a fairy. That's where my soul originated from, was the Middle Earth. And then I went to Sirius. But I always imagine this, that I am in this relationship with where I really don't have to say anything, because we can both, feel it. I think everybody wants that.
So do you communicate with him now? Or are you saying that's what you desire?
No, I don't know. I don't know who he is. I know he's out there. I guess I'm not ready for him yet. But he does. I know he's a lot younger than me, because I can see what he looks like. But I also, he does things like I see, like I'm on the couch and he's fixing dinner, but he's doing everything telekinesis. I mean, things are moving around, because I do telekinesis too. I'm very, very into it, and I do that in a parallel life like crazy. And he's just doing everything on the couch, making dinner, and it's all telekinesis. So I don't know who this person is, but when I go into if I go like into a crystal shop or something, and I get invited to go to a lot of things, and I just shy away from it, because sometimes I feel like I'm in a room with a lot of psychics or something, and if they're talking about what they do, I feel almost like a grabbing feeling, like it's very uncomfortable. And people like that, they're seeing in multi dimensions. And so if I walk into a room with 5 psychics, you got 20 dimensions going on that I'm seeing, because I'm going to see anything that they see plus more on anybody. So you know what I mean? So it's overwhelming. But I do want to find my tribe, as everybody calls it.
Yeah.
I just love that, because it just would be great.
Well, you're amongst crazies, fellow crazies here. So you're certainly, this is a very unique tribe, and we're 8 years in the making, and it's extraordinary to be a part of it. And we're really excited to have you with us here.
I'm so excited. And thank you for the compliment that you gave me earlier. I really appreciate that.
Yes, I'm doing something I never thought I'd do, but I'm absolutely Well, I knew just from the frequency and talking to Morgan, because I know Morgan, you know, and yeah, so that's a
Oh,
powerful.
I see.
But I love what you said too about about the client. I hate to even use that word, but the client. It is all the client. These you obviously have a specific higher skill and ability that you've aligned or whatever, what are the stars aligned, whatever, and that you're absolutely, because there's literally hundreds of thousands of people that have testimonials on it. By the way, many people said they could feel that group. That group.
Oh, really?
Yes, many people said that.
What did they feel though? Did they have anything corrected or?
One of them was really interesting. Let me see here. It was. Let's see here. Let's see. She said it was Linda Hickton. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Jean Walensky, my friend. She said, "Holy potty mouth words came in through my high heart, swooshed upward through me and out the top of my head. Blessings and much love."
That's great.
Felt tingling in my arms, 3 or 4 bumps. A lot of them say, "I felt that. Thank you. I felt that. I felt a wave hit me." Yeah. So, and these are folks that 2 jabs in my left side ribs. So there's quite a few comments here. One thing that will occur after this show is you'll be getting inundated by people seeking.
Okay. Yeah, I have to give my
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get into that, and we're already at an hour.
Because I don't know, the thing with the Facebook is I'm tapped out as far as friend requests. So the best thing for them to do is to follow me, because I think I can take one more friend, because they can still message me.
Yeah, they can message you. You just have to check message requests if they're not your friends.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Here's another one. Oh, here's a nice comment, by the way. Nikki Winkle. I always wonder about the people that watch the show and never say anything. She says, "I got to run. It's my oldest 16th birthday today. I've watched many of Todd's shows, but have never commented." So she's commented.
Wow.
The impact that you've made on her. Lori McBride, who's high vibrational in her own right, says, "I felt a blast of energy and my knee pain improved immediately." Venus Tischler, "My neck loosened up, feeling more energized." And yeah, so this is
that lady's knee. Would that lady mind if I just fixed her knee real quick? Because it's like
Lori McBride. Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah, her knee is just here. Okay, so her knee was like dropped down, and I had to put it in socket like that. Can you ask her how she is?
Lori McBride, do you feel any difference?
The knee, yeah. Because it got energized and the fluid started moving, the nutrition and stuff, but the knee was still hanging there.
She said, "Yes, please." And then let's see what the result was. BP Jewel, my friend, says, and she's very high vibrational, just like Morgan. She says, and she felt it in her third eye and charged in her high heart.
Great.
And then another one says, "I've loosened up a bit." Yeah. Kathy Mason's asking, "How's Morgan's finger?" And Morgan's finger, immediately, she felt a difference that night.
Hi, Kathy.
Yes, Kathy. And
yeah, Morgan told me that her finger was broke.
Yeah.
And she couldn't, I think it was like she taped it. And she told me that, just for, whoever's watching or whatever. She said she couldn't move it, and it was really swollen, and it was just really painful. And I worked on it. I think I called her. Yeah, I called her on the phone. I worked on it, and she still had some pain and inflammation, but she was able to bend it like this.
No, it's improved drastically. Believe me.
Yeah, it's not
improved that very night. There was some.
And then I worked on your sinuses.
You did.
And then I worked on 2 other people in the house, and I saw something. I can't remember the person's name. There was something in somebody's brain. It was just a little off, and I just did it really quick. But then she mentioned what.
I
the
hope that
improvement.
wasn't me. She didn't tell me anything, though she probably wouldn't.
No, it was somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too personal because
No, no,
I don't remember the name anyway, because she might not want me to bring it up.
no, I got you. I got you. Yeah, this
Oh,
is
so Kathy, what did Kathy say? Oh, she said, how's Kathy's finger?
Morgan's finger. No, Morgan just said it's a huge improvement. It's incredible. No, I saw it. So I know that night that you did the session, it was immediate.
Yeah,
Then over the next couple of days, it improved dramatically. It
yeah,
looks,
because she knows she wasn't letting it just happen like instantly. There was an emotion, and you know what that is, because she told me,
yeah.
and I worked on that emotion, but she wasn't fully letting go of that. So when there's an emotion in the way, it just doesn't fix right away. Got to do an emotional work first, and then it goes away.
Yeah. So that's a big deal. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, even in the sacred text, I mean, even in if you look at Jesus, stuff attributed to him, talk about everything is rooted in the spirit, basically, or in other words,
right.
it's not what's on the surface. There's something beneath it. Now, would you say that a lot of the stuff that causes the afflictions and the conditions and illnesses are due more to previous lives or this life in particular when you work with people?
It's both,
Both.
and they're parallel. They're actually going on at the same time. Like right now, I can look around in my space and I see myself, in Africa over here, and it's parallel. It's a real mind twister when you first hear that they're actually all happening at the same time. But they're not past. There is no past. It doesn't work like that. Um,
Did you
but
say did you say earlier, you said something about a starship, a spaceship, and that it was clear. It wasn't
yeah,
like, what you're describing right now as you look at the multidimensional, the parallels and that, does it feel like you're in that type of vehicle where you can look out on the perimeter and see these different,
okay. There's two different things. It's the same thing as, okay, say I'm looking at a car,
mhm.
right? Right now I'm looking at the spaceship, or I'm looking at the car, right? Or I decide to open the door and go sit in it.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now I just went inside of it.
Yeah. I like that.
So it's that simple, really. And I probably should bring up, why did I get into all that? Because I never read anything, and believe me, when I started doing this, there was no words astro anything.
Right.
There was none of all this stuff. There wasn't clear, all the different clairs, empath. Nobody talked about that. There was no Google. But anyway, so
You're
I was just
Google.
kind of in the
You're
dark
Google.
about all that. There was no looking anything up. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say.
That's all right. It's okay. That's what happens to us.
No, I hate that.
Um, I was going to ask you now, I know when you worked on Morgan's finger,
Mhm.
you then said, let me scan your whole body, or can I have permission to scan your whole body? And you actually see the body.
Yeah, I
Um,
did a full healing on her.
yeah.
I
Now,
felt like she needed it.
absolutely. And thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
I guess what I'm asking is if I walk in the door and say, I'm here for a session, I don't have anything in particular that's, jumping out at me. I might have a little twitch here, a little what there. Do you look at the body and can you see the emotional blockages and the other types of?
I see everything. But if you walked in my door, I'd tell you to turn around, because I don't do people in person.
You don't do what?
I don't work on people in person.
Oh, you don't? Well,
No, because I can't stick my hand through you if you're if you're standing right there,
I
because
got
I'm
it.
sticking my hand through your body.
Well, okay. So if I walk through the etherical door, like right now, I just walked through the door.
Yeah, I would see stuff. I would see stuff like I mean, I don't know if you want me to get personal about you on here.
Look, everyone knows I'm wide open, so you can say whatever you want to say.
I mean, your upper back seems a little stressed out to me. Your hips are a little bit off. Your thyroid's a little bit off. Your liver could use a little work. It's not a big deal, but it's a little bit of fat in there. I think what I should do is I should just tell you what I do in a full healing, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remembered what I was going to say. I'll say it real quick. My parents fought a lot. They were 20 years apart, Sicilians from New York, fighting. And I would just run in my room and I would just flip through like magazines and stuff. I didn't want to think about what they were doing because they were throwing stuff in the house, breaking jars, just everything. It was horrifying. So I would just open up and I would stare at the picture and I would just end up in it. Like if I was looking at Italy and I would just end up in it. And that's how the whole thing started. So I just wanted to explain that.
That's similar. That's very similar to what Morgan talks about, in that she disassociated with what was happening, and that although that was probably not something that society would have said was okay, but it actually helped her because it developed her communication with her higher self, with her multi aspects.
Definitely. Okay, so when I go into somebody's energy, I clean out their aura. Do you want me to just do a full healing on you right now so you can?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I've never done this, and I don't even do it in private. I've had many people ask me, and I'm married to an energy practitioner, and we've worked together. She leads the way, but I'd love to. Let's do it so people can get a feel.
Yeah, and I work really fast, so I'm just gonna talk out loud about what I'm doing. Okay, so now you're right here. So okay, you have some cords in your back, so I get rid of them all at once. That's faster. I mean, your parallel lives are all here, and anything that might be affecting you negatively, I disconnected. Clean out your aura. Reversing any emotional traumas, reversing any environmental allergies, reversing any food allergies. Oh, are you vegan? Because I don't know why I'm seeing meat.
No, I'm not vegan.
Yeah, your stomach doesn't like meat, obviously.
No, I know. I've over the last, I was telling Morgan, over the last 2 or 3 weeks, my body's told me the meat's gone. I don't eat a lot of meat, but
well, it's still stuck in there. It's stuck in there. It looks like a rock. Hold on. Okay, I got rid of that.
Thank God.
But there's still cells floating all around of the meat, so got rid of that. Okay, chakras, crown, the rest of them, ground. Okay, now I cleaned them out and I go way back to wherever, 100 lifetimes back. Okay, now I'm going to open them. Now you can use your higher self. Well, somebody's doing chakra work on you. So let me just pop this open real good. You're looking around the 7th dimension. Hormones off a little bit. Thyroid. Cortisol's okay. There's something on your thyroid here. Hold on. Okay. Detoxing your liver. There's oil in here. There's something oily that you're not digesting oil right. Let me go down your intestines. Cleaned out your intestines, your colon. You got a lot of stuff stuck in your colon. Can't get more private. Sorry, to me, it's like no big. I see things in cartoons, so I'm not seeing it like, like it really looks, or otherwise I wouldn't be able to deal with it. Okay, so we did. I'm in your heart. I'm in your arteries in your neck. See, there's a little bit of plaque in there. Okay, I'm in your stomach. I'm throwing probiotics for a week. Okay, your stomach just got a little softer. Digestive enzymes. Why is there a block with this? Do you not believe in digestive enzymes or something?
I don't know what they are.
Oh,
I believe in them. I mean,
well, when we're 25, we make digestive enzymes and then it kind of stops. So we don't digest our food properly. Okay, now you're okay. So you're not gonna. Oh, okay. You have to understand something before you're gonna allow me to do it. And so far, that's interesting. I like that. I don't think I've seen that before. Okay, now you let me do it. See? Cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna take your stretch out your neck, your muscles in your back, putting on nutrients, massaging, straightening out your shoulders. And if I see anything like arthritis or anything, I would remove it. Straightening out your hips. Your knees seem weak. Your knees seem weak. The muscles around the knees. So I'm making that stronger. So I'm actually in your muscle and pumping it like as if you were working out, but you won't feel. You will not feel a detox effect like with the liver. I take it and I take it with me. It's not going to drag through your body. What's the point of it doing that? So I just take it with me and throw it out. Everything that I'm detoxing. Okay, your mother's showing up. And I'm seeing you tear up. I don't know what this is yet.
No, keep going.
Okay, so I did the whole muscular. I can go in your joints a little. You're pretty okay with that, though. I think you drink juice or something. Okay, so let me go C1, the back of your neck. Actually, your neck is like, it's too far. Ooh. Okay, so you have a disc where the muscle's so tight right around it. It's like not like a spasm, but relaxing the muscle. It's a little calcified, so I'm taking that off. Okay, now I got it in. Now your spine's perfect. Okay. So I did all your organs. Okay, turn around. Okay, your lungs, clear out your lungs, clear out your kidneys, renew it. And on the other organs, when you hear this, I'm renewing it after I fix everything. And sorry, it's hard for me to do this and talk, but I'm almost done. So I'm going to fill you. I'm at the top of your head. I'm looking in your brain, and there's just actually you have just a drop of water in your inner ear. When I look in somebody's brain, it should all be violet-like dots, and just a few is not like that. Like when somebody's had a stroke, and I've been like I've taken like, I've been a heart surgeon. I've been every kind of different surgeon that there is. Brain surgeon and stuff like that. But I don't remember everything. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude by not looking in the camera, but it's just going to throw off my concentration. So when I look in your brain and I'm making everything spark correctly, then I'm throwing minerals in there. Okay, now all the vitamins you can think of that your body would need. I'm going to flood you with them, and it's going to be good enough for a week. And there's serotonin, endorphins, dopamine, make them work at their peak. Your subconscious said, thanks, I needed that, or that felt good. It took the little bit of stress out. You don't seem like a stressed out person, but that's what your subconscious said. Just a little bit of stress. Okay. I'm just looking around, see anything. Hands and feet. Okay, so then I'm just going to I'm going to find the perfect red cell in your body, which is right here. And I'm going to, I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to zap it, and I'm going to make it spread where all the red cells are going to become like this perfect one. Okay. Because I already detoxed the blood. Here's the white cell. Actually, we still got something in sinuses. Okay. Okay.
Wow.
Now I zip you up. How do you feel?
I feel very good. I feel a lot of things. I felt my stomach go soft. I felt different things. My back of my head's tingling. My neck's tingling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how long that took. I kind of spaced out. I was just
That was
gonzo.
probably 7, 8 minutes. The
That's
only
it?
thing
Really?
the only thing the only thing, well, it may have been longer, may have been 10 or 12. I don't know. I spaced out a little bit too.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
totally align with it all. Yeah. I'm not really
yeah.
feeling the mother comment, but I'll figure that one out. So,
Oh yeah, the mother comment. Oh, I see you as a kid now. Did you used to watch your mother cry
yeah.
and it bothered you because you couldn't do anything? Oh, your dad, did he drink?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wasn't. I'm seeing him yelling and she's not saying anything.
Oh,
I
she did.
think
She would have said something.
she
But
would have said something
oh, she would have said something. Oh, but there were times. There were,
in front of you.
and I have actually been working on over the last 3 or 4 days as a child, inner child. First moments like that, like the first moments when you realize everything's not, copacetic all the time, perfect, in alignment. So that's actually a memory that I've been working on. Was when was the first time things weren't the way they were supposed to be? And that was the first thing that I thought of was when what you said earlier about your parents. My parents did. But there were times, or what I was exposed to was her crying, and he would leave or yell and leave. Right. So I favored her, because
Right.
that's the side of, yeah. So yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Crying over your mom,
Mm-hmm.
or just the emotion of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can just, instead of doing, I know people, do the shadow work and go back, and then I just believe in going the other way, like Abraham Hicks teaches, like forward instead of bringing the old energy. So I just kind of go there if you wanted me to. And okay, here, let me show you something.
All right.
Think about that situation and tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does that bother you?
Today?
Right this minute.
Probably like a 7.
Okay, so I'm going to go back right now. I'm looking at you.
Mhm.
and your mom's in some kind of chair and there's stairs, and I think you kind of came down and looked around the corner and saw something going on. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm going to go back and get you to see as a child it in a different way, in a healthier way. Okay, so here I go. Okay, there you are. You had a lot of dust in your house. Hold on a minute. Did you have a puppy?
Not really. We had a couple here and there, but no.
Seeing a puppy, someone was allergic to a dog. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're seeing this. Okay. Now think about it.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if someone's thinking about it, I can feel like a cool, I know when I've had experiences before, I get like a plasma come down, but this one's a cool, like a breeze blowing on me, you know, when it came down, and it probably a 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so what I did was I was telling you, showing you your family situation and how you were going to grow up to be this person that helps everybody. I was showing you who you are now, this great person, and that you had to go through that to want to help everybody. And you you understood me, but not 100%, because you kept staring at your mom. So then I asked your mom to tell you it's okay, and what this lady's saying is right. And then anything your mother said you believed, so you accepted that. But then I took you up, and that's probably when you felt the wind. I took you up, looking down at your whole family and your life as a kid, and then brought you back down. And so that's how it changed.
Yeah.
So
Very cool.
yeah.
Very cool. This has been incredible.
Yeah, this is great. This is like so much fun.
We'll have to do this again sometime. And,
Yeah,
and
please.
thank you, Kathy Mason, for putting
Yeah,
this.
thank you, Kathy.
What I
And
do want to do, I want to pull up your I'm going to pull up your website right now, the Oracle
okay.
Healer, so people can see where it is. And
yeah, and there's lots of things on there, but people mostly want the remote full healing with feedback. It's on my services page.
so here's the so you've got about live healing services, testimonial stuff. Do you want me to go to services? Or
Yeah.
you want to, okay, so I'll go to services. All right.
And then you can scroll down. It says what I do. There's 2. Okay, see the first one, remote with feedback distant healing session. That's the one people want. If they go with the second one, remote no feedback, that's not good, because I mean, they can, but if they were lacking a vitamin or something, there would be no feedback. The phone one, rarely anybody does that. I honestly just have that price like that because I don't like doing phone healings.
Oh, so you typically do these just like you did now. You don't have to be in front of the person.
No.
You didn't have to see Nina.
No, they just give me a picture and a list.
Okay.
They sign up, they email me a picture and a list. I do it. I tell them, right around, hi, I got your information, I got your payment. It's going to be 3 days or 4 days, and I'll message you again when I'm done. Do you have any questions? And I get a lot of, do I need to do anything? Can I not do it? No, it doesn't matter, because some people think, oh, I can't be in a plane, I can't be in a car, or I get asked, all kinds of stuff, or because other people, they have like these rules with their healing, but mine is just, there's no rules.
You know that and for everybody there, this is the Oracle Healer, all run together, lowercase.com. theoraclehealer.com.
Right.
And you know that we were living in Hawaii. We thought we were going to live there forever. And
Mhm.
then we were told by our higher selves we had to get over here to the mainland. But we came over August the 8th and we went to Laguna Beach. We were in Laguna Beach for 3 days. So if we get back over that way, we'll have to look you up.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah, and
That'll be really.
I would imagine we will sometime in 2020. I would imagine. You know.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be great. What is that? Participants 13.
Where?
Oh yeah, you can't see what I'm pointing at. I don't know. I'm looking at the screen and it's saying, is there only 13 people in the room or
No,
something?
there's 13 people in Zoom, and there's I think around 110, I believe, in Facebook. 100.
Oh, so you okay? I was
Yeah.
wondering about that lady's knee that I fixed, but I think her name was Carrie, but she might have disappeared.
Lori, Carrie was the hip, Lori McBride was the knee, and I believe hers was well. Nina had put up there that the right side of her body was very loose. The other side was still a little bit.
Who was that?
That was Nina, the very first one that we did.
Okay, you could ask her again if you want, or
Nina,
we can.
Nina, if you're still on here, did you feel anything? Lori McBride said her knee was better. Nina,
Okay.
just let us know if you're still here. So we went a little bit longer than we usually do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this is great. I'd love to do it again.
Okay.
It's
And you feel good?
yeah, I feel great. You know, and you're right about me. If I don't understand something, no one's coming near me. Unless it's Morgan. If Morgan tells me to do something, I do it. Period. You know.
Right. That's because you trust him.
Yeah, it was innate from the moment I'm getting hit again here. You know, I get tones, and yeah, that's a good thing. It's like a confirmation. But yeah, no, it's just when I met her, it was innate. I just knew. I just trusted. It's like talking to myself. You know. But
That's wonderful.
yeah. Well, we you know, let's do this again. We're about to hit the road in a couple days.
Okay.
And we're going to be traveling around a little bit. And when we settle in a couple of weeks, we're going to keep the shows going. But we'd love to collaborate with you again as we expand the network.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the way that you do everything, because I asked Morgan, I go, well, aren't we gonna? Doesn't he want to talk to me before we go on? And she's like, oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't. I go, well, like, what's he? I don't know what I said. Like, is he gonna ask me, what do I want to be asked, or like? And she goes, oh no, it's like he gets to know you in the in it. And I said, oh wow, that's interesting. So I was very excited to do, because I've never done it like this before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
it was fun, and I'm glad that I was able to. There was time to, do a healing on you and just help a few people out, or whoever got the zap, of whatever.
Well,
So thank you again.
Yeah, quite a few of them did, no doubt at all.
Okay.
But yeah, we like doing it that way. It's spontaneous, intuitive, creative, and imaginative.
It's nice. It's really nice that way.
It keeps it real.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about you is even though you've got these extraordinary capabilities, you're very down to earth and very easy to talk to. So welcome to the Soulology community.
Yay!
If you need a tribe, you're going to get inundated by followers, and you're going to get inundated by messages. So you guys can message her on Facebook under April Fontana, or you can go to the Oracle. What was it? Healer? Was it?
Yeah, theoraclehealer.com. If you message me on Facebook, please message me on my personal profile, not my business page, because I don't. The messages get all jumbled up over there. I don't know why. So
yeah, I have the same problem. So
maybe we could put my personal. Well, if you're going to tag me, if they click on my name, they're going to end up on my personal page. But they should definitely follow me, because I'm not going to be able to take any friend requests.
Yeah, I got you. Well, thank you so much. for honoring us with your presence and sharing space with us and being so real and cool. I look forward to collaborating with you again in the future. And
Me too. Thank you so much. And tell Morgan hi and thank you and everything. And thanks again to Kathy.
yes, thank you, Kathy Mason.
Mhm.
Peace out. You take care. Thank you,
Okay, you
everybody.
too.